Ready, set, go. Cutting your legs to length. What's going to be important about cutting your legs to length?
Not burning the wood. Not burning the wood with the saw blade.
Why? Why is that important? Okay, but is anybody going to see it when my leg is sitting on a floor there and a top here?
Consistency. They're looking for it.
Nobody's looking for that. Nobody's going to tip your table over to make sure that yours aren't burnt on the end. Your what?
Consistency.
What's that mean?
Consistency.
What does that mean?
Make sure they're all the same.
Okay. It is incredibly important that all four legs are the same. When you get to stretchers, it is incredibly important that all four stretchers are the same. How do you suppose that we can cut things the same length?
All at the same time.
Cut them all at the same time. Let's do it. Come on. Nice. Cut all of them at the same time. What do you got in mind? Something like this? Oh. What do you got in mind?
Laid out.
What?
Laid out. Like all 1x4.
Like this.
Yes.
Okay. I don't hate that. Can somebody grab their stretchers, please? Just anybody, whoever's are readily available and easy to grab. Yeah, that's doable. Possibly. What do we got to do first before we cut something to length? Jaden, what do you want to tell me?
I was saying you would clamp that so
Okay, we could clamp the four of them. I don't hate that. Clamp the four of them so that they're all blocked together. Yeah. There are different ways to go about this, and I'm not going to tell you which way you have to go about doing it. When we get the stretchers, I'm going to be a little bit more streamlined on I want you doing this. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to cross cut one end. You have to make sure that you cross cut one end. That end that you cross cut is going to be important. So, hands back there. Nice smooth cut. Let the blade do the work. Don't horse it. Don't try to go too fast. One nice cut there. I'm going to repeat that 4 times. Okay? Or 3 more times, I should say. Could you stack these up? Could you line up the end? Yeah, you could. I'm going to show you a different method that kind of works better for our application. And you're seeing that I'm actually having to edit where our setup is with our saw. We're going to use what's called a stop block, and I don't like this one as much as I like the other one, but either one will adequately do it. I like the stop block on there. I'm going to talk about that one in a minute, just so that you got familiarity with both. I'm going to show you how this one would work. What I need to do is I need to set up that stop block so that I'm cutting at 23 1/4. These legs all need to end up at 23 1/4, correct? You need to check your plans on that. Talking. Anybody got anything for me? Hello? Hello? No. How long do these legs need to be? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to go through every little step that we went through on the cutting boards. Like, you've already got that under your belt, you know what you're supposed to do. Here's what you're gonna do. Cross cut one end. You can either measure and transfer a mark over here. I'm at 23 1/4. I'm making a mark right there. Remember that when I make a mark, I do like some kind of a little flare away from the mark, or away from my piece, usually on my waist side, because that's really easy for my eye to see. Then I want to line this up. And this is probably going to require a second person. So, I need somebody to just hold my piece here and hold that there, please. Anybody? Great, thank you.
Dryer.
Can someone please pinch that really tight so that doesn't move? So now I tighten this up, okay? So that's locked in. I'm gonna double check where I'm at. Yep, I can live with that. The way this is designed, the way this style is, there's different manufacturers with kind of the same similar setup, but I can tip that down. I can cross cut. I'm gonna cross cut my other 3 right now while I'm doing it. I want you to see how to make all these adjustments because you are going to have to readjust things as you go for the next, number of years that you're in here for different classes. Make my cut there. You will notice that a lot of times I'm always putting my seam horizontal when I'm making these cuts. You want to cross cut this end because that's got a slight oil stain on it. Okay, everybody can see that end just got cut, right? I'm going to put my stop block back where I want it. I'm going to put my piece over here. I'm just going to butt it up. Now everybody see this end? I could probably push really, really hard against it and torque it over a little bit or stretch it out of place. This isn't a foolproof method. Don't take your piece and smash it against there thinking, oh, I set it up. I know it's going to stay there. It's not going to. You have to be very fragile with everything, okay? So go like this, just barely butter up. Make your cut. Move on to the next one. Now, I'm not even double checking it. Why am I not worried about double checking it? Why do you suppose, ladies and gentlemen? Talk to me. Why do you suppose I didn't double check that?
Because it isn't your final length.
Say that again?
Because it isn't your final length.
Oh, it better be 23 1/4. Why am I not even checking these? Does someone want to grab a ruler and see how I did? Anybody? Please? The ruler's right there. Can you check me there, Luke?
Where is it?
The ruler's right there. Why didn't I check the first one right off the bat? How is it? Are they good? They are? Perfect. Cool. Thanks. But why didn't I check the first one? I probably should have checked the first one. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Even if they're too short, they all need to be the same. I really don't care. I'm happy that Luke checked them and said, yeah, they were perfect. But here's what's most important. And if I take them on a nice machine table, and everybody, get close enough that you can see that they're exactly the same height. That's critical. I skipped past it because you already learned it when we went through the cutting boards. I checked right here that I'm at 0 degrees. This hasn't been pivoted. It's at 0 degrees, okay? My saw is square. I set up my stop block. Do not touch this. If Jaden comes in and sets it up next, don't touch it. In between people, here's what I do ask. When you're done, go like that. Make the next person actually set it up. Do you follow me? Questions? So you just saw me how I use the stop block, okay? Next, stretchers. Is anybody?
You need all.
Those aren't your stretchers, but
Go get your stretchers.
please stop doing that. Luke. Thank you. Thank you. Much appreciated. So, What do you want to talk about on YouTube? How's that weather been? How about the Packers, eh?
Packers.
Gosh, I love the Packers. I'd do anything for the Packers.
Packers. Are you invested in them?
I haven't, what?
Are you one of the owners?
No. I don't even believe that I watched a game all year. That was
Oh.
purely a joke. Okay? Of what I'm not that big of the Packers. Alright, here's where we're at. You got stretchers. You got 4 stretchers. I don't know why Dylan seems to have one that doesn't want to fit tightly to the other one. Like maybe the planing sanding operation wasn't spot on. Yeah. Okay, I got 6 stretchers. What's significant about these? They have to be exactly the same length, the same as my legs. How do I do it? Well, here's where it's tough. They got to end up at 11 and a half. 11 and a half doesn't give us a real good setup for setting up a stop block. You can if you want. And this is where I'm leaving it up to you. Sometimes you could take a wooden clamp that we use to glue your legs together, those wooden clamps. You can take it and put it on here. Clamp it against here, wherever that stop block should be. Or over here, whatever gives you exactly 11 and a half. If you have enough space, these things work sometimes. These are technically hold downs for longer pieces, but you could put a clamp and clamp down a block if it works. I'm gonna have you forego that, and I'm gonna have you measure and cut them. Now, measure and cut 6 times exactly the same. What are the chances that you're gonna get like 100% accuracy? Not good, okay? But what if you've got to do it twice? Then it's doable. There's 2 operations that you can go about this. Somebody said clamping together earlier, right? Right, Jaden? That was you, wasn't it? Or somebody, whoever said it, whatever. You can clamp these 4 together. Go like this. Make believe that I'm cutting it. Cut through. Cut that one end. Okay? Take it off of here. Clamp this end. Take the clamp off of that end. Measure over your 11 and a half. That's the operation that I would do. Remember, I was here, clamped. I cross cut one end on all these. I gently took it like this. I took another clamp like that. I took this clamp off. I now measured 11 and a half. I set it where I wanted it, and I cut that. You follow me? All 4 of these, exactly the same. Done. I move on to these. This one, cross cut one end, clamp it over here again, measure 11 and a half, mark, clamp it over there, there it is clamped over there, cross cut that to the same length. The chances of you replicating exactly the same thing twice, that's doable. You to do it over and over 6 times flat, it's not going to work. That would be setting you up for failure, and we don't want to do that. Got it? You just got a crash course in a whole bunch of different ways that you can get repeatable results with multiple pieces. This applies to cabinet pieces, this applies to table pieces, this applies to whatever. This will be on YouTube, so you guys can check it out off of Google Classroom whenever, if you need a refresher on it. Got it? I will show you what to do, what's next, as soon as I see people that have their stretchers cut to length, and I will show you what to do next to make your pocket holes. Ready, set, go.